This is Jeana at Art of Skincare, and this is just a nice informal talk for my clients who are interested in Sculplla products or who are using the Sculplla products. And so what this is all about is really helping you to get the most out of your Sculplla products. You probably read, or some of you have heard online, that you shouldn't be using acids or getting peels when you're doing Sculplla, that you don't want too much exfoliation. And so I just want to kind of clear some of that up. So if you are getting Sculplla treatments where you're paying hundreds of dollars to go into a facial room and have that Sculplla mask put on, that's when you don't want to exfoliate after that. You don't want to use any acids or anything after that for a week or two. Now, when you are using the Sculplla products at home, you also want to be gentle with your exfoliation. You don't want to over exfoliate the skin, but your skin is going to need a little bit of exfoliation. The Sculplla system does not have any exfoliation in it. So we've got to have a little bit of light exfoliation. And so what I recommend, and what we use here at Art of Skincare, is we use enzymes. We use enzymes in our masks. We use enzyme cleansers. We also use lactic acid, which is a very gentle hydrating acid that will just help to remove some of that top layer of surface dead skin cells that you want to remove. When you remove that top layer of dry, flaky, dead skin cells, then your serums can penetrate better. And your Sculplla is going to penetrate better, and you're going to get better results. Additionally, some people struggle with getting some cellular debris. They get backup in their pores, or you might have some dark pigmentation spots. And so you're going to want to use some other things to help address that while you are using the Sculplla system. So first of all, today I'm just going to hit on cleansers and a little bit on toners. So I'm going to show you some of my top picks for cleansers, and let's start with that right now. So there's two kinds of cleansers that I will use when I'm using the Sculplla, and that's either a cleanser that has some lactic acid in it, or I'm going to use an enzyme cleanser, and those are generally powder cleansers. So first, let's start with the lactic cleansers. I have two that I fall back on that I love. One of them is from Rhonda Allison. This is her pumpkin cleanser, and she calls it Lactic Revive. So it's got a lot of lactic acid in it, a fair amount, but it's not drying. If you've ever tried this maybe 5 years ago, you might have thought this cleanser was just too drying. Well, Rhonda reformulated this. She took out the more drying acids and she put lactic in there. So I have many customers that will tell me that a cleanser that has a creamy cleanser even that has no acids in it, that they find is not as hydrating as this one. And the reason why this one seems more hydrating is because it has that little bit of lactic acid in it, so it's going to help slough off that dry, rough skin on the surface so that your skin feels really soft and so that it can accept your serums, because well-cleansed skin is thirsty when you're done cleansing, and it just sucks up everything that you put on it after that. So I have two favorite pumpkin cleansers, two favorite lactic cleansers. And so the other favorite lactic cleanser is the Neogenesis. This one is a little gentler than the pumpkin one from Rhonda Allison. I like them both. The thing is the fragrance. So if scent is a thing for you, that you'd like to avoid, then you're gonna want more this Neogenesis. It has a very light, fresh, organic scent that I really love, but it's not overwhelming. The pumpkin cleanser smells absolutely fantastic, but if you're not into putting pumpkin pie and having that pumpkin scent on your face, or maybe you just like to use it at certain times of the year when you're feeling festive. For me, I love using this in the fall and in the winter because that scent is just so yummy. But otherwise, when I'm tired of the pumpkin scent, that's when I pull out the Neogenesis. And this is like a jelly cleanser. It almost feels like an aloe vera based cleanser with some lactic acid, and it's very lovely. So I want to show you how to use these cleansers. Neogenesis cleanser does not have sulfates in it, so it's not going to foam up or be as cleansing if you use it improperly. So when I start with this cleanser, my hands are completely dry. I'm gonna put some of the cleanser into my hand, and then I am going to emulsify. I rub vigorously together, and you can see, yeah, that's how it foams up. And then when you rub it directly onto dry skin, you're really getting a good action from this cleanser. Rub it, massage it till you run out of slip, and then get your fingers wet, and then massage again with this cleanser. You want to cleanse for a total of 2 minutes when you're doing a cleanser. So that's the way to get the most out of your neogenesis. I'm going to rinse my hands off so I can now show you the next cleanser here. This is a Rhonda Alliskin pumpkin cleanser. Alrighty. I see that we have some people watching today. That's so awesome. Last time I did this, nobody was aware that I was going to start doing it. So I really encourage people to subscribe to Art of Skincare on YouTube, and that way you'll get an alert when I'm doing a live. But they're all recorded, and so you can check it out afterwards as well. But when you come in while it's live, it's a good opportunity to be able to ask questions and get some good answers. So here's the pumpkin cleanser. This does foam up a little better than, let's get it untwisted. It's a brand new one. This will foam up more, and you need much less of it than you would need of another cleanser. Now, when I'm doing Rhonda Allison, I can foam up in my fingers like this, but it's much thicker. And what I'm gonna do is I would massage it just into the T-zone. And then I'm gonna grab some water just by getting my fingers wet. And then I'm gonna foam it up all over the face and the neck. Don't forget this little spot under here as I'm looking and watching this video record. I think this area gets really dry, and we often miss it with cleansing, and then we miss it with our serums and our exfoliators. And this area needs extra help. The cell renewal really slows down in that area, so it'll get extra dry. It needs a little extra exfoliation, and then it needs serums to help firm it and to help that skin to be really healthy. So you're gonna get your pumpkin cleanser, massage it in really well. Again, you're cleansing for 2 solid minutes. I'm gonna rinse my hands now, and I wanna talk to you about, oh, let's see, she says, can I use lactic acid serum after I cleanse? You can, but I'm gonna talk about cleansing for right now. And in fact, you could take that lactic acid serum and you could mix it into your cleansers and make yourself your own lactic acid cleanser. There's all kinds of fun things you can do with that. I'll hit on that. But right now I wanna transition, and we'll talk more about serums tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be more our serum day. We'll talk about corrective serums that have acids, and we'll talk about more hydrating and nourishing acids or serums. The kind of serums that you can put underneath the Sculplla. But for today, we're gonna just talk about cleansers. And my next cleanser I wanna show you, the next cleanser I wanna show you is from Dr. Estee. This is Korean skincare. This is from the same lab that brings us the Sculplla products. They do Dr. Estee, and they do Skinbolic, and they have the Sculplla products. So this is an enzyme deep clean. This is a true enzyme. When you're talking about a true enzyme, they're generally in a powder form, and you generally have to add water to them to activate them. So this is a wonderful cleanser. You can use this twice a day. You could use it once a day, or you can use it intermittently. Maybe you like to use your more gel cleanser, like the Neogenesis gel cleanser, and then use this a couple times a week, or it might be your morning cleanser. So with this powder, you're going to put a bit in your hand like that. The benefit of using an enzyme as a wash is that the enzymes go in and they digest away that top layer of dull, dry skin cells. Acids more break the bonds in the skin cells that help to exfoliate that so the cell falls off. This actually goes on and digests away that dead skin cell on the surface. So a nice combination thing to do is to use one of the lactic cleansers, which are going to loosen those bonds around the cells. Then use your enzyme cleanser, and that will digest away that loosened cell. So that's kind of cool. So here's your dry powder. Now I just run the other hand under some water. So I wetted it, And then I'm going to go ahead and, because I don't have quite enough water here, add a little bit more water as you need to. Again, you're just emulsifying these cleansers. There you go. We have emulsified it, and now you can massage it onto your skin. Sometimes when I'm feeling like I need some extra digesting of dead skin cells, I will lay in the bathtub and put this on like a mask and leave it on for a few minutes. Let it kind of dry and then rinse it off. Now, when you rinse off a enzyme cleanser like this, your skin is going to feel really nice and clean, and it doesn't over dry your skin because there are no acids, no alcohols in there that are going to over dry your skin. They're just removing cellular debris, sebum that builds up in your pores. I'm rinsing that because I want to show you the next one. The next powder cleanser that I have is also an enzyme cleanser, but it has vitamin C added into it. I'm starting to turn into a foamy mess in here since I don't have a sink in my office. So, okay, the next thing I want to show you is Holly Frog. Let me get my glasses because it has a super cool name. It's like Sunapee, yeah. Sunapee Sacred Sea Brightening Powder Wash, and it does just what it says. It's a brightening powder, utilizes vitamin C and enzymes. Let's get some out here so I can show it to you. Everyone who has a little bit of dark pigment loves this cleanser. So once again, I'm putting some powder into my hand. I'm getting some water and foam it up. Some people say, well, it's just not luxurious, but you know what? You just have to remember, you have to foam these things up before you start rubbing them onto your face. So this one has a little tiny bit of a grainy feel. It's not enough to damage capillaries or hurt your skin. It's just not quite as smooth as that Dr. Estee cleanser, but it really does work on that dark pigmentation. So those are some great cleansers to use to really prep your skin for doing a Sculplla system every day. They will provide nice light exfoliation to keep those dead skin cells from building up on the surface, but they will not interfere with that polylactic acid that you want to be filling up your hair follicles and lifting that skin up, plumping it up. So the next thing I want to show you is toners. Now, this could be for most people enough exfoliation. The little bit of lactic, the enzymes is probably enough, but there's some of you out there who probably get maybe more cellular buildup, or you get a few pimples here and there, and that's when I recommend pulling out Rhonda Allison's Mandelic Defense Lotion. You can use this toner before you do your Sculplla system. So mandelic acid is an acid that actually is antifungal and antibacterial. So any kind of, especially if you're getting some breakouts in this area around the hair follicles, this is going to be a great tool for you. Any kind of little blemishes anywhere, this is going to clear up really fast, and it does not feel drying. I've had a few customers that are blemish prone. They pick this up, and then they at first use it the first few times and they think, oh, this is not strong enough. It's not going to do anything. Then after they've been with it a week or two, they go, oh, I see the benefit. This is really great. This is not harsh. It's not going to destroy your skin barrier, but it's really going to do its job of keeping the skin clear. So the other product, if you're not prone to getting breakouts, or maybe you're like me, you're 50s, 60s, 70s, you're a little older, of course, breakouts aren't such an issue. If you get one, it's rare. Then the lotion that you want to use, or the toner you want to use, is from Rhonda Allison, and this one is called Natural Youth Lotion. This has a little bit of lactic acid in it. So this is a toner that's very firming to the skin, and it has that little bit of lactic acid in it to help you with some exfoliation. Now, any other toners that you might want to use, for instance, Neogenesis moisturizing mist, some of those more nourishing toners that don't have any acids in them, they are excellent. If you like the Skin Script Cucumber toner, you can use any of those toners with this system. I'm just showing you today the ones that have specific acids in them that are not too much acid, that will still work really well with your Sculplla products. So now you've cleansed and you've toned your skin, and it's really set up perfectly to accept the next step that we're going to talk about tomorrow, and that's putting on some beneficial serum and then putting on your Sculplla. So that is going to be a lot of fun. Dr. Este has designed some specific serums to use underneath the Sculplla so that your Sculplla still foams up and still penetrates really well. And they're very exciting. There's 3 of them, and I'm going to be showing them to you tomorrow and playing with the Sculplla and watching it do its work. So thank you for tuning in today. If you have any questions, pop them up right now. I'll give you a couple minutes. While we're waiting for any questions, I did want to also show you if you want to do a enzyme mask. We talked about using the Dr. Este and leaving that on while you're in the bathtub. This is a mask from Neogenesis. I did this one last night. I can't live without this mask. This is an enzyme mask. You put it on your face and leave it on as long as you can. I left it on for probably 20 minutes in the bathtub last night. And what I do is it starts to dry out. I get my hands wet with warm water and I just pat some more or massage in some more warm water, and that reactivates those enzymes and then just keeps it really active. By the time I got out of the tub, my skin was just really glowing. And when I went to put on my makeup and my skincare this morning, I felt like my skin looked so much better. Sometimes you can wake up in the morning and you go to do your makeup and it looks just a little crepey or a little dry. It just doesn't quite have that glow. And that's the time to go after something like an enzyme mask. Those enzymes are going to digest away that dull skin, free up your pores so they can really breathe again, and then the skin just stands up and looks glowing and really happy. So that's it. That's lactic acid and enzymes, the perfect thing to pair with your Sculplla products. And we look forward to talking tomorrow all about serums that play friendly with Sculplla. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.